We're putting the bow down today and we're gonna hit the lake. We're gonna go fish for the world's largest cutthroat trout. Let's go. So I started fishing at 26 or 27 when I finally moved back to Nevada. There might have been some times when I was younger where we went fishing because our family's kind of an outdoorsy family, but I don't really remember anything specific. And obviously growing up doing sports, I absolutely loved it. And then it kind of turned into a full dedicated lifestyle of training for gymnastics and trying to make the ultimate goal of making that dream of making an Olympic team. But once I was done with gymnastics, I really wanted to move closer back home to family and get into the outdoors. I moved away when I was 17, just turning 18 for college. And I was gone for nearly 10 years, visiting family maybe once or twice a year. So getting back to family was important to me. I'd say fishing was probably one of the first hobbies I got into when I came back. And thankfully, I reconnected with an old gymnastics friend who was into fly fishing. I ended up buying a very cheap fly rod at Walmart for about 50 bucks. Came with a rod, a reel, a line, and everything. But before I was able really to put that to use and eventually break, I decided to do a solo trip out to Pyramid Lake. We live very close to Pyramid Lake. It's a very famous lake, holds the world's largest cutthroat trout. And I decided to get out there, but I took a spinning rod and did just kind of a solo trip. I wanted to see if I could go catch a trout on my own, just on a spinning rod, and kind of camp out in my Jeep and spend the night. I ended up catching one, which I was super stoked about, released him back into the lake, camped that night, and came back the next day. I think the second time I went out there was with my family. We did a camping trip out there and I dragged my dad out there to come fishing with me. And that was a cool trip because I got him into fishing and it was a cool, what I felt like a father-son moment that we didn't really have a lot when I was younger for the outdoor kind of stuff. So it was pretty cool and I felt like I was able to teach him a little bit and he could teach me what he knew. So my dad and I were spin fishing out there and it was beginner's luck paradise. We were catching them every 2 to 5 casts and it felt like every 10 minutes we'd hook into a fish and it was wild. It was so fun and it was so cool, but it was definitely a weird beginner's luck kind of moment. So in getting so lucky with that, I got confident and I took that fly rod out and completely set up a terrible setup for fly fishing out at Pyramid. And still, the beginner's luck kind of continued. And I ended up hooking into a fish, started reeling in like an idiot because I didn't understand how to strip line, how to hook set on a fly rod at all, and obviously lost the fish. Then the fishing really started. My buddy Devin, who I did gymnastics with when I was younger, invited me out to go fly fishing at Pyramid and he was gonna kind of show me the ropes. We went out one morning, just not long after the season opener, and we ended up catching a couple of fish, and ever since then, I've been hooked. From then on, I was able to fish quite a bit and really learn the ropes at Pyramid a little bit and Truckee River and just a bunch of different fishing, bass fishing. So since then I've done quite a bit of fishing all over. But recently things have kind of slowed down. We have 2 kids at home now and work has kind of caught up to us and life, and things have kind of slowed down a little bit on the fishing side. So recently, as the kids are getting a little bit older, I've kind of made this goal of fish when I can. Even if it means paying a little bit of money to go fish for a couple hours, just do it when you can, because we don't always have time to set out or set aside a whole entire day to go fishing. So that's been a goal of mine, and that's what we did on this trip. This trip was all about just getting out there, getting on the water, spending time with some family, and just spending the little amount of time that you have. And instead of making the excuse of, I want to spend all day when I go, and just literally get out there when we can. So it's not always about catching the largest cutthroat trout in the world, but it's about getting on the water, spending some time with family, people you care about, and really just being able to enjoy the moment for a little bit, because we all have crazy, hectic lives. But that's what this video was about. That's what this trip was about. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and let's get to the video. We are on our way to the lake. Welcome back, guys, to the channel, 1000 Hobbies. Jake Dalton here, 2-time Olympic gymnast, getting all the hobbies outdoors now. So
We're putting the bow down today and we're gonna hit the lake. We're gonna go fish for the world's largest cutthroat trout. Let's go. All right, we made it to the lake. I'm stoked. Episode 2, ladder time. Let's go. All right, on the water.
I think I'm at 7, like around 7 or 8 feet probably. No, my indicator. And it was underwater pretty good where I'm at. Yeah, so that, you know, when your bobber's under, you're on bottom, and you're gonna be floating above the ground. Huh. Yeah.
Whew, all right, little check-in. It is 10:42 and we have yet to have a bite. I say this every time we come up here, but fishing Pyramid Lake is extremely fun, but extremely frustrating sometimes too. We had fish jumping all over around us this morning. We changed depths, we changed flies, we did indicating, we did sinking line. Sometimes that's just how Pyramid goes. Super bright sunny day, which doesn't really help, but it is kind of choppy and windy, so that should help. And I don't know what it is. It's just been slow day. That's how it goes out here. Pretty happy to at least be out on the water for a couple hours today. Got to get home in a little bit, so I'm hoping in the next hour-ish, maybe get lucky. All right, guys, it is 11:36, and I have to call it a day, which definitely a bummer. If you guys know, out here it is on a reservation, so it's $24 a day to fish. So it's definitely expensive, but as you can see, this is only episode 2 this year. 1, kind of because of that. 2, also time. I just don't have a lot of time right now. And if I do have a morning where I can get out here and fish for 5-6 hours, I'm gonna try to do it. Try to make some videos and get some ladder time out there for you guys. Plus, again, I'll say it every time, the fishing can be slow, can be tough, can be frustrating, but it's just beautiful out here, snow-capped mountains, and just awesome scenery all around. So it is awesome to get out here. My brother-in-law was out here with me, and he brought a buddy, so it was great to see them, catch up, and just try to fish and just enjoy each other's company. And that's what it's really all about. It's obviously really awesome when you can catch fish, or multiple fish, or a huge fish, but just being out here and knowing the possibility of hooking into one of the largest cutthroats you're probably ever gonna see or catch, it's pretty cool. So anyway, time to load up, time to head in. Thanks for watching, guys. You know the drill. We'll see you in the next one.